Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us and jumping in on Canadian Weather Live Q&A for the upcoming winter storm that we've got coming through. And this looks like our biggest setup so far, and it kind of snuck up. Wasn't on anything long term in terms of models, and then it showed up in one, and then a couple more, and now here we are tonight. So nothing too crazy. This is going to be mostly snow, but I'm going to let Connor talk about that. But I'm going to bring him up here, share him on the screen. So we'll go through a couple of things. We're going to talk about what's going to happen. I am going to let Connor do a lot of the talking tonight because tomorrow I suspect I'm going to be on here for the vast majority of the day. And so I'm going to save my voice for that because my game plan for tomorrow in terms of the live stream coming on and talking about obviously road conditions, where the snow is the heaviest, accidents and that kind of stuff will be starting around 6 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll carry it as long as either my voice holds out or as long as the storm holds out, one or the other. So we'll kind of go from there. But so welcome. There's a lot of comments in the chat long before we even got going. So anybody who's new, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you guys coming to this. This is our platform. Obviously, we started about 7 months ago. And mostly focusing on Eastern Ontario, and we will expand from there. So I'm going to toss it over to Connor. I'm going to let him kind of chime in here. And Connor, when when you're going to be showing your screen, just kind of give me a heads up, and I'll switch it on the studio so that people can see your screen when you're talking about stuff.
Yep, no problem. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We've got a pretty good snowstorm on the way. This is probably going to be the biggest one of the season so far. Easily the biggest one for some places. Other places, on December 11th, most of the region saw about 15 to 25 centimeters. So some of you may not get over 25, but a lot of you will. It just depends where you are. And we're still kind of trying to nail down where that's going to be. The storm track, different little variances here and there is going to be the difference for some of you, especially along the Seaway or in the Ottawa Valley. So the Ottawa Valley could either receive, upwards of 30 centimeters of snow, or maybe only 10 or less. And basically, that's the same thing for the Seaway tonight. So, well, not tonight, tomorrow. But it's going to be a good one, and we're just going to wait and see how it goes. The HRRR model seems to be the, what can I say here, like the most accurate in terms of what radar looks like right now. So if you want to bring me up there, Tom, you can. Echoing, Melissa says. Yeah. Perfect. So as you can see on the radar scope here, it's kind of starting to just come in around Kingston, and it's 8 o'clock Eastern time right now. That is pretty well the same as if I run the HRRR down to 9 p.m. You can kind of see it just starting to come in around Kingston, which for people that don't know, all these little codes on the map are airport codes. So like YGK down here is Kingston, Yao is Ottawa, XFT is Franktown, which is where the Franktown radar is. And then these other ones like Kemptville is right here. Winchester, the old Winchester Airport is on here, and this is Alexandria, and this is Cornwall. Just for examples for everybody, I know a lot of people do struggle with what the maps show. But yeah, I'm at 9 p.m. on the HRRR right now, and if we drag that out, you can kind of see it starting to arrive late today or maybe even early in the morning tomorrow. This is set at 1 a.m. right now. And if I go a little bit further, then you can see it gets a little bit heavier and widespread. And that continues for basically the entire day, almost the entire day until about 8 or 9 o'clock. Some of you will end a little earlier, some of you a little bit later. But yeah, it's in for a full day of snow. And the kicker, if I run this back out, I'll go over the temperature here. It is quite cold, between -7 and -12. And as I've talked about on Facebook before, all of you know that when it's really cold like this, I call it the snow ratio. It's a bit of a more of a meteorological term, but when there's less water in the snow, it accumulates much faster because it is more fluffy. And that is the case for the majority of the storm tomorrow, aside from upon arrival, because the temperature is still dropping right now. Um, but if I bring up and my internet's a little struggling here for a second, it's not coming up, but there we go. Um, when you run it out, and now it's on. Now we're running it out here, and because of that temperature, if you run it out and go to positive snow depth change, um, you can see some places like Kemptville down here showing 29 centimeters, places in Ottawa between 20 and 25. But you can see these little pockets in here in the south end or in the west end that are above 25 centimeters. Obviously, this is only one model. You can't really base your forecast around one model. But if I give you another model like the NOM, it is also above 30 in a lot of areas like Kemptville, Franktown, Ottawa, especially the West End. So you can see the West End of Ottawa and the South End is a theme right now. And we're gonna just have to see how it goes. That's a pretty good agreement between models right there about a track and about totals. It's just simply how long does it last, and how long or how much snow is are we truly going to get? Like as you can see, the Ottawa Valley up here, um, which by the way, going back to the map part, if you notice this little part here along this is the Quebec border. This line, if you notice this. That is up near Pembroke, Cobden, and Renfrew. That is the Whitewater region, that little imprint there. And this down here is the Seaway, the U.S. border, and here is obviously Lake Ontario and everything else, just for perspective there. So up here in the Ottawa Valley, the NOM, um, it doesn't show much beyond Cobden actually. It's very sharp cutoff there, and but if you switch it back here, this is just variances between models. There's even less up there, but a little bit more of a gradual cutoff, not as sharp. So you can see up near Pembroke and Petawawa, maybe nothing at all. Um, and then down by around Renfrew, Cobden, maybe only about 2 to 8 centimeters. But as you can see, as we've talked about a few times now, most of the Eastern Ontario region is in for a good snowstorm, the biggest one of the season potentially. And I'll send it back to you, Tom, for a minute.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that, Connor. I'm going to take a look at things. I know we have some comments here or questions, people talking about traveling, that kind of stuff. So I know we had some issues with the echo, so I'm working on that. I have to mute my mic when Connor's talking, so Connor, that's more for you than anything. Just a bit of a technical issue, but something I can probably resolve. What we're looking at in terms of this event, as Connor was going through all of that, basically this is an elongated event where we're talking about 24 hours roughly, ballpark at this point, based on models in terms of snowfall. Even if you've got 1 centimeter an hour in whatever region you're in, that's 24 centimeters of snow essentially. So tomorrow, if this carries into tomorrow evening, people were asking about traveling on Friday. So during the event, roads are going to be snow covered. They're going to be slick even when plows go by because immediately they're going to get covered again. So travel tomorrow will be just snow covered, but you have to take your time and leave distance and all that kind of stuff. The normal winter driving that we expect. So nothing out of the ordinary, but obviously certain areas will have more accumulation than other areas. And that's where it's going to affect roads differently, and that's the point of what we're doing tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll walk you through out the day what roads are like, where there's closures, where there's accidents, all that kind of stuff. So that'll be something I cover. As for Friday, I suspect by morning most of the main arteries will be cleared up. So it's, they'll probably be slushy and wet, but they'll be cleared up for the most part. Obviously, roadways elsewhere are going to be, on the side roads, that kind of stuff are going to be snow covered, that kind of thing. So just something to keep in mind in regards to that. Connor, I'm going to throw a question at you. What are your thoughts on a snow day? I know we get that a lot, so I'll let you jump in there.
Yes, snow day I would almost give it a 100% chance at this point. It is very, very likely. Steel is 100, basically 100. Triboard, basically 100. Renfrew County, just because there's a little bit less up there. However, the Environment Canada snowfall warning does include Renfrew County. I would say they might be a little bit less, about a 50% chance, just because they're not getting as much up there in Renfrew County. And then everybody's beloved Otsa. That one, they don't like to cancel at all. This is a different scenario though. This is quite a bit of snow for a full day, and I know they like to rely on OC Transpo, as a lot of their students do use OC Transpo. Um, that is why they don't cancel a lot. But I would say that they do have a good chance of canceling tomorrow. I don't think it's a good idea for them to not cancel. And they need to think of their rural children instead of just thinking about the physical city. So I would say they do have a pretty good chance of canceling in Ottawa as well.
Okay, thank you for that, Connor. So that's kind of the idea of what we're looking at. Again, we will be on first thing in the morning, and one of the things I will keep an eye on is bus cancellations and being able to guide you guys with that information. So that's something that we do on our live streams when we're going through live weather analysis and that kind of stuff. So we will cover, like I said, road conditions, accidents, buses, power outages if they happen. I'm not expecting any major power outages, but if you do get 30 centimeters of snow, it's fairly heavy on the trees and can cause issues with power outages and that kind of stuff happening. Connor, when you have a second, can you pull up a snow total for the event over the next 24 hours just on your screen? And I just want to kind of show folks something like what you went through on the models, but just show a total snow depth, Kuchera or whatever, so we can address where it's going to kind of hit. I mean, I know you were mentioning Whitewater region, kind of northwest of there. There's very little snow predicted for those areas. So anything kind of north of Pembroke, Petawawa, northwest of there, but it will track basically. The track would be, the best way to describe it would be along the St. Lawrence Seaway, correct? That's a pretty good idea on it.
Yeah, I would say along the St. Lawrence up through Highway 7 and 416, 401, obviously, and 417.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so travel's going to be definitely affected through all the major arteries. 401. One of the things that Connor and I were talking about, that because of the trajectory, and I'm going to bring this up on, I'm going to bring up the radar. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to switch things around a little bit. So essentially the way our storm system is coming in, and I'm going to just draw a line here, is kind of going from southwest to northeast. All the way up, essentially. That's what models are showing at this point. Now, that's not the center line of the event, but it could be north of this or south of this. But that's essentially what models have been showing in regards to that. And so what you can expect is, obviously, as it comes across Lake Ontario, because it's not completely frozen, the northern edge of Lake Ontario all the way to Kingston and kind of Brockville, you're going to get this lake effect snow coming off of here. And a lot of models are showing very high snow totals in that area. So I just wanted to reiterate that definitely those areas could be the hardest impacted. But again, we're working on models, and that's that's the tough part in regards to that. So just something to keep in mind. I wanted to bring that up. I'll show it on full screen here so you folks can see that as best as possible. But southwest to northeast trajectory with this with the storm system, and then across the northern edge. Even on eastern edge into New York, Watertown, that kind of stuff, you're going to see lake effect snow happening there. So just something to keep in mind in those areas. And again, it is going for most overnight, I think. Connor, am I correct in saying that the heavier portions of snow will be overnight into morning, and then throughout the day it'll be a little bit lighter?
I would say a little bit lighter upon arrival for a couple of hours. And then you'll kind of notice those snow bands start to set up probably around 5 or 6 in the morning. And then a peak of the snow will probably be from about 8 a.m. until I'll give you 8 p.m. when it starts to taper off.
Okay, perfect. So again, a longer event. We are talking. Environment Canada has put out a yellow warning for basically most of Eastern Ontario, kind of to the south of Pembroke, Petawawa. For 15 to 25 centimeters. The further south you go from Ottawa, my suspicion, again, it depends how this all lines up. If the storm continues along the track where the models are showing it, south of Ottawa might get more snow. But if it does track further north, then the center line moves. And that's why it's difficult to say exactly who's going to get what and how much. But count on 15 centimeters if you're anywhere near Ottawa, to the south in the eastern townships, into Montreal, up the St. Lawrence Seaway, down by Lake Ontario. There is more potential for lake effect. So you could see even over that in some areas. The other thing we wanted to mention, as was said on the reports and what we posted, is that there is going to be whiteout conditions potentially if the winds pick up enough during the event. There's going to be a lot of blowing snow because there's going to be plenty of fresh powder all over the place. This is very different than what we've been kind of covering, which is these events where you're just on that borderline with freezing temperatures. So you're getting rain, freezing rain, and heavy wet snow. As Connor alluded to in his comments earlier, this snow is going to be the light, fluffy kind. So unfortunately, the light, fluffy kind tends to fly around. So that's definitely something that we need to keep in mind as far as travel is concerned, because there will be snow drifts. Any areas that are prone to having winds moving through, that will drift, and there's that kind of situation going on. So what else can I cover here? I know we've got a million questions in the comments. So we're just trying to jump in here and cover as much. I've been trying to keep track of them. So we've covered about buses for most of the region. And the thing is, if you're jumping in and your question may have been already answered, you can always go back and rewatch this live stream once we finish it. So you can go back and kind of skip through and get the detailed information as you see fit. Just a note to you guys that are watching that you can do that as well. So what else is going on here? A question of what time will it start? So we're looking at it coming across the lake. So I can pull up radar here and I'll see where it's at right now. So I'm going to move radar down and see if we've got anything down. So Buffalo's showing some, and I'm just going to go down to Cleveland. So this is all moving its way up here, but I'm going to take a look at the Buffalo radar, which obviously is to our southwest. But you'll be able to see how this storm system, so I'm going to let that load, and you can kind of see how these clouds are moving. So I'm going to bring it up full screen here, and you can see how it's moving from southwest to northeast. It's not super intense yet because this, again, as Connor mentioned, this is the early start is going to be light, but then it'll pick up overnight and then carry on throughout the day. So this is just the early warning or early signs of what's coming our way. And you can already see coming off Lake Erie those snow bands picking up over that open water and dumping snow onto Buffalo, onto St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, all down on that in between the two lakes. And the same thing is going to happen on Lake Ontario as this event moves through. So just something to keep in mind there for what takes part in the next. We're looking at about 24 hours, possibly, as I've mentioned. So that could change, but that's kind of what we're eyeballing at this point. So tomorrow evening after supper, I think, is a safe bet right now, Connor, if according to models currently.
Yeah, like I would say mid evening, mid to late evening.
Okay, doke. So that's kind of what I figured, but I'm saying it, after dinner time, basically 5 o'clock. We're expecting it to end after that. We can't pinpoint it much more accurately than that, but that's kind of where we're at. So, what else is here? I'm just looking. If you see any question, sorry.
That's okay. I'll go ahead and answer a few of them. So we had somebody asked, when is it going to start in Pembroke? And a pretty simple answer is that it might not start at all. Um, if you're going to see any snow in Pembroke, it's going to be very minimal, if not zero at all. So it may not make it up that far north. And if it does, as I said, just a couple of centimeters at the most. And then we're having, how about Brockville? Brockville is obviously along that 401 corridor. That is in store for a good 15 to 30 centimeters, locally more. So that one is pretty slam dunk, in my opinion. And do you think Belleville Trenton will be on the low end or the high end of the snowfall? That's a good question, actually. Belleville and Trenton is kind of like not very agreed upon on models right now. Some models are showing only about 10 centimeters, while others are showing 30 plus. So that's a big difference there. But obviously, with the storm coming through and the trajectory that it's taking, Belleville Trenton is definitely going to get in on the snowfall. And let me see here. Oh, I'm echoing apparently again.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to jump in there. Yeah, I had one of the audio settings. When we change scenes, the problem is the audio all changes, and just a bit of a technical issue. So I've adjusted it so the echo should be gone now, and I apologize for that. This is a new kind of thing that we're doing, so just trying to make work with it, and bear with us. Obviously, we're not experts, but we're doing our best that we can. So yeah, it should be good now.
How much snow will Lanark get? They are also going to be in the range of 15 to 30 centimeters, in my opinion. Obviously, Environment Canada's warning is for 15 to 25. I just think that there's a little bit of a higher end to this storm that's possible. So let's see if I can find any more questions in here from you guys. Scroll back up a little bit. And any ice storms this year in March? That's a great question. I wish I could tell you. Um, we don't know that far out. We barely even know what's going to happen in 2 days at this point. It's impossible to know what's going to happen in March. If I knew what was going to happen in March, I think we wouldn't be sitting here today. That's a totally different story there.
Yeah, I was.
Marie Rochon, welcome to the stream. What are your estimates for the Hawkesbury area? Hawkesbury may be a little bit more in the 15 to 25 range, like Environment Canada said. The center of the highest totals will probably be a little bit further west than Hawkesbury. Um, and if you wanted to jump in there, Tom, I heard you.
Yeah, I was just going to comment on something, and I've kind of lost my train of thought there. Oh, yes, I was going to say that we were talking about ice storms. I mean, with the trend this winter, we have seen quite a few borderline precipitation events, whether it's freezing rain, snow, rain, ice pellets. So if I was a betting man, I would say that March might see something, but like Connor said, we cannot predict anything that far out. Anybody who tries to do any kind of long-term information, it is a very wide path in terms of where things can go, and that's basically why we won't do that, because it's you're just simply guessing at that point. So that's the difficult part, and like I said, we keep it more accurate, up to the minute, what's happening today or tomorrow. Much further than that, it is pure speculation, to be honest with you. So yeah, so again, just covering things. I mean, we have the Buffalo radar on there just to show you guys what's to our southwest. I'm going to bring up Franktown radar, which is our Ottawa radar, and I'll play that, and you'll see there's barely anything going on. You are showing some bands coming off the lake at Kingston, essentially, but extremely light. So that's just the precursor of the system as it's going. And I did want to point out something here. I'll bring up on the screen was our temperatures. So folks probably noticed that it was a lot warmer today. So I'm going to just bring this up here, essentially showing you guys a map. We had down, I'm in Kemptville, so this is kind of roughly here, is minus 0.8 currently. We were about 4 degrees today. If I go and click on Pembroke, for example, it is minus 10 in Pembroke. So we have a 10 degrees Celsius change within about 200 kilometers, or slightly less than that, as the crow flies. So that's the cold coming down from the northwest that's going to slam into this system that's coming through the region. And that's what's going to give us, rather than having rain or any kind of freezing precipitation, you're getting just straight up snow with this, because those temperatures are going to drop significantly overnight. So again, we're seeing already double-digit cold temps up towards Pembroke, up northwest of us, and that is just simply dropping down from basically northwest down to southeast. So that's what's taking place right now with the temperatures. So a lot of questions. Just going on with, talking about snowfall rates and, just making an adjustment here. Just a lot going on with the temperatures, with how much snow we're going to get. And again, we are calling for the vast majority of the region for 15 centimeters is where we're at. There are going to be areas that are going to be higher, and there are going to be areas that are lower. Again, we can't get more specific than that, other than what we covered in the beginning, where the snow was, where the path of the storm is going, and then obviously north of the lake and east of Lake Ontario. Those areas have the potential for much higher amounts just because of lake effects. So I know we've got a couple of questions in there. So what else is going up here? Okay, so I just want to make sure I've got everything covered. And so again, snowfalls. Again, this could be a significant snowstorm. In Kemptville, I think I'm going to see down south of Ottawa. My estimate was over 20 centimeters here. It could be less, it could be more. So it's a tough one to call, but we're going to do our best, and that's the whole point of the live stream tomorrow. When we wake up, we will give you guys kind of accurate information. And one of the things for anybody that's new, we love seeing comments in the chat, or if you want to email us photos, that's the other thing. You can send us at canadianweatherlive@gmail.com. That's our email address, and you can submit photos, videos. That's a good way to communicate with us during the live stream when it's happening, because radar can only show me what's falling. It doesn't tell me necessarily how much has fallen. So that's a great way to do it. I'm going to bring up actually one of our Facebook pages. So I'm going to show that to you folks here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to switch this up. And I'll bring that up on screen so I can share it with you guys. Where are we? There we go. Okay, Weather Live reports. Okay. Why is this all showing? I don't need to search groups. Why is my...
I'll jump in for a second.
Go ahead.
So Felix is asking about Renfrew. We did mention that a little bit earlier. Renfrew is up there just to the northwest of the peak of this storm. There you are included in the warning from Environment Canada for 15 to 25. However, I don't personally believe that you're going to see anything over 10. You're just on the northwest side of the storm, so a little bit less up there. And while the most of the snow will happen to your southeast.
Yeah, so that's kind of answers the question. There's a question here. Hi, my son is heading from Winchester to Arnprior. So that's the same idea. The further northwest you go, the less likelihood there is snow based on models right now. Now, if the entire track of the storm, which I'm going to highlight here on our radar screen, initial thoughts, sorry, give me 1 second here. Is that going to work? So initial thoughts are somewhere in this area. This is just a guesstimate based on what models are talking about. If that shifts further north, then obviously the main portion of the storm moves north with it, and then your snow totals go up with that. If it shifts further south, the same scenario, except our snow moves south with it. So this is kind of a corridor that we're talking about of snow. This is not going to blanket the entire area in the same amount of snow. So please keep that in mind. This is, again, we are still hours out from it starting, and we're 24 hours out from it being over. So there's quite a bit that can happen in that regard. So, and again, tune in to us. I'm going to show you guys, I was talking just before, one of our Facebook pages where you can report to us and to each other because it's a community. It's Canadian Weather Live Reports. It's run by us, obviously, but on there you can post videos, snow totals, ice, whatever is coming at you, it's all in here. So it's, as long as it's weather related, we accept it on the page. There's 2 very basic questions you have to answer. If you don't answer them, you don't get in. But it keeps the trolls, the bots, and everything else that's out there out of the group for the most part. We want it to be friendly. It's just about weather, so you can't sell anything in there. But we're definitely, that's one of the best ways to communicate with us, other than the Canadian Weather Live at Gmail. Is the other one in terms of sending us stuff. So again, and we appreciate getting anything from people. If you're up in Renfrew and you've only got a centimeter of snow, let us know in the chat on the live stream, and we can then tell or share people that information. But one of the other things that we do is we do wander around and look at the 511 system and look at cameras for road conditions, so we can kind of tell on snow accumulations there as well. Just want to bring up, this is my weather camera outside. Those who are, been on this stream before, they're familiar with this view. This is outside my house in Kemptville. This is the calm before the storm. Tomorrow, that is going to look significantly different, is my suspicion. So we're basically expecting it. Like I said, when we wake up in the morning, there's going to be quite a bit of snow already on the ground in the meat of the path of this storm. So I would not be surprised to see 10 centimeters overnight. I don't think that's out of the realm. It depends, again, where this all sets up. So it's one of those things where we're talking, a bigger area. But again, if you're, I'm going to draw it again one more time, just kind of, and I'm going to adjust it because I did it slightly wrong there. The path of the storm is here, essentially, just in that, roughly in that sense. So again, north of the Lake Ontario, we are expecting more snow there because of lake effect. So there could be in excess of that 20 to 30 centimeter range. But if this shifts in any way, it definitely can go differently. So awesome, Alanis. Thank you for the donation. Very much appreciated. Love seeing the fireworks on the stream. That helps us out. So thank you very much for that. Again, if it shifts either side of this, you could have more snow. So asking whether, one particular township or city is going to have more or less is hard to say at this point. But if you're along that line, you can expect that 15 centimeters. And as you go north of it and south of it, you're going to see less and less. Connor, do you have a Kuchera map that you can bring up, just one, maybe her or whatever? Just throw it up across the screen. Let me know when it's ready, and we'll kind of show it, and I'll kind of describe it. I'll just have you bring it up on the screen there when you're all set, and we'll kind of give you an idea of what's going on. Okay, can you zoom that out a little bit? Is that possible or no?
That is set on Ottawa.
Yeah, you're on Weatherbell. Okay, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna back it out here. Give me a sec. Bear with me.
I can do this one. This is Southern Ontario.
Well, I was gonna do one where you got all of Ontario, essentially Southern Ontario in there. So I don't know.
Southern Ontario in this one right here.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. So this is an idea of what one of the models is going to do. And again, you can see from the bottom southwest corner to the northeast is where the snow is setting up. There is obviously a significant gradient, a pretty sharp one on the north side of this storm system. And again, this is only a model. So it's, you go from having a ton of snow to basically no snow north of Pembroke, Petawawa area. Across, this kind of cuts through the Algonquin Park. Then up to North Bay, they're not looking to get anything. So this is the concentration of snow based on a lot of the models. And again, they're only models. So please keep that in mind. We don't want to get carried away with some networks show these things, the Futurecast radar, and people think that that's what's going to happen. This is not necessarily what's going to happen. That is what is being predicted. And that's why we're just trying to show this stuff to you folks. So again, that center line is going to be the part that dictates how much snow anybody gets and how it sets up. And until we're in it, we don't know exactly where that's going to be. So just to reiterate that. So I guess, again, school bus cancellations more than likely in a good portion of the region. Ottawa is still up in the air, as Connor was mentioned. So I'm just going to take a look here just to see if I've got anything. Nothing on the STEO website as of yet. I don't expect there to be till early morning, probably 5 a.m., maybe a little bit later than that. But that's when I suspect those things will start showing up.
Yeah, they typically cancel between 5 and 5:30.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that's basically where we're at on that. So, what else? I'm just trying to see if there's any more questions in there.
I've got one from James Dunn. How many centimeters before Tom predicts chaos in the Kemptville roundabouts?
Yeah, that's one of those ones that doesn't take a ton of snow for that to happen, especially on a longer event and through a construction zone. So in the dark, in the snow, I would say probably 10 centimeters and stuff's going to start happening. And I honestly wish we had cameras that we could watch on that, because going through that area is definitely something challenging at times, and it shouldn't be, but it is. So yeah, definitely one of those questions that I would love to know the straight answer on that one.
We should put a camera up on the Centex.
Yeah, we can definitely put one in the Kemptville area as well. So something to talk about there down the road. Chris asking about Stittsville again. We're putting an average of 15 centimeters across the board for most of Eastern Ontario. And again, that is south of Petawawa, Pembroke. That's the northern edge right now of the models. Up there, there'll be very, very significantly less snow, I should say, if the storm continues on the same track as it's showing. And again, I keep reiterating that because, again, it can drift north, it can drift south. But the trajectory is going to be southwest to northeast. Where it lines up is going to be the question mark. So if it drifts super far north, I'm going to end up with less snow in Kemptville, and Petawawa, Pembroke's going to get far more. So it's one of those scenarios where it's until we're in it, we won't be able to tell you guys with any kind of major certainty. And if you look at the Environment Canada snow warnings, they've covered and blanketed a large area because, again, they can't pinpoint it any more accurately at this point either, because, again, we're early on before the storm system. So what else? Tomorrow, Felix, tomorrow, again, we're talking end time in the evening. It's not going to be, we're not going to, be able to tell you it's going to end at 3 p.m. in Smith Falls. We'll see that tomorrow during the day on the live stream. I'll be able to kind of monitor the radar. And then once the radar starts giving me indicators that things are ending, I can pinpoint a more accurate time for that. So just today we cannot, but we're talking 24 hours from when it starts tonight. Within the next hour to 2 hours is kind of where we think it's going to be coming across Lake Ontario. Obviously closer to Ottawa, it's going to be even later than that. So just that's the way things work, weather moving into the region. And so that's what we're expecting for start times is before midnight, and then ending tomorrow in the evening time after dinner. That's kind of where we're at. So like I said, basically 24 hours. So that's what we're looking at. I don't know. I'm just looking here, just double checking if there's any other. I mean, Connor wants to jump in here for a second, so I'm gonna let him make a comment, and I'll stop talking.
So the 00Z HRRR, the newest model run, is fully out now. It goes up till 6 p.m. on Friday, which obviously it'll be long. Everything will be long over by then. Is still showing a good 20 to 30 centimeters across, Ottawa, down towards Kemptville, Franktown, Winchester, and, everywhere in between, like Manotick, for example. But a good, at minimum, 15 centimeters is still quite likely across the region. And the HRRR is based off of radar and everything else around in southern Ontario, and temperature-wise, it is definitely the leading model right now in terms of is it accurate. And so we'll see how it goes. We're expecting about maybe along the Seaway tomorrow may have about 4 to 8 centimeters by morning commute. Anywhere a little bit further north than that, like Ottawa, maybe only 2 to 5 by morning commute. But again, that is after morning commute. It ramps up significantly throughout the day. So again, Ottawa could be in store for 20 to 30. But a minimum of 15 is pretty good, pretty safe answer right now.
Okay, thank you for that, Connor. So yeah, I guess at this point we'll probably start wrapping this up unless there's any specific questions. And when I say specific questions in regards to certain topics, that kind of stuff, asking us how much Bourget or Russell or Carleton Place is going to get in snow, we've kind of covered that already. Our best estimate, again, is that 15 centimeter average roughly. And then as we get up tomorrow morning, our plan is I will be on the stream tomorrow. 6 o'clock in the morning is kind of my window of starting this up. And then I'm going to do what I've been doing on the last number of streams is for anybody that's new, we're covering road conditions, commute times, accidents, looking at the camera system throughout Ontario to give you guys an idea of what's happening on the roads. That's all part and parcel of what we're doing. We will look at, if there are power outages, that kind of stuff. We'll cover that as well, and we will cover as well bus cancellations and that kind of stuff. So we'll share that with you guys. And again, if you're new, it's all about the chat as well, because we get a lot of information from people who are on the ground. Radar can only see so much, so we love when people share. Like right now, I see somebody sharing that the Sens are leading 5-0. So go Sens, go! This is a Senators live stream, so we'll definitely be announcing that kind of stuff when Sens games are on, if we have the information. Obviously, I don't go looking for it, but if somebody puts it in the chat, I'm definitely going to hype it up. So thank you. I believe that was Daryl that put that in there. So thank you for that. So what else have we got here? So Jeff's asking a quick rundown on our backgrounds and how we got into this. So I'll start and I'll let you go after Connor, if that's okay.
Yep.
So I'm basically essentially an amateur storm chaser or weather enthusiast, whatever you want to call that. I started looking at weather when I was a kid. I would sit in my parents' driveway in the garage watching storms as they passed by. I loved watching lightning. Just as I grew up, and I would watch every TV series on Discovery or Nat Geo, anything to do storm related, I was always doing that. So and then eventually in 2014 I pulled the trigger and went on a storm chasing tour in Oklahoma, and the rest is history. I've seen 94 tornadoes over the last 10 years, hail the size of softballs. I have a custom built truck for it, so I have a truck they call the Blue Moose. And that's been my best weapon for getting to storms. So I chase in Tornado Alley, but I also chase out here in Ontario and anywhere. I'm always looking at weather. So that's kind of where it came from. And we kind of came to this platform because we noticed that there was a shortfall from major coverage in terms of networks. Ottawa and Eastern Ontario kind of get left in the dark. So we decided to start doing this. I don't pretend to know everything about weather. I will be the first one to tell you there's a lot smarter people out there in terms of certain aspects of weather. And I do know who to listen to and be quiet when they're talking, because I'm constantly learning, as most people should be when it's weather related. So that's kind of my background. I've run several companies, and now this is my next venture that I've kind of jumped into. And I really hope that this is successful, because the feedback has been huge. We've only been around for 7 months, and Connor and I were talking about, we only really streamed in July. We had one stream in August. Then the weather kind of just fell off. It was just sunny or nothing of any excitement. And then we jumped back in 1 or 2 streams in November, and then we've been at it since then. So we're really excited where things are, happening and how they're going. So thank you for the support. And I'll let Connor jump in here.
Yeah, I've been chasing for just about the same amount of time as Tom has, actually. I've been chasing, so it's 2026 now. This is going to be my 12th year. I started out loving weather as a 9-year-old boy. I used to watch a show called Storm Chasers on Discovery Channel every morning before hopping on the bus, and the rest is history. I fell in love with it immediately, basically. And my first storm chase was with my dad in Winchester on a tornado-warned supercell, funnily enough. Thanks for coming out for your first chase, tornado-warned storm. And I've been all over Canada. Tom and I have chased a hurricane together in Nova Scotia. I've been to Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta 4 times. I've been down south with Tom. It's been a wild ride, and I kind of made my own. I have my own forecasting business. I made that out of my love for weather, and now we're doing Canadian Weather Live. So it's been a pretty wild ride, Um, you know, I'd love chasing. I can't imagine really doing anything else other than chasing, and doing my work in weather. I don't foresee myself leaving that anytime soon. So yeah, that's how I got started, and I'm never stopping.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see where things end up on this platform, where we are in a year from now, 2 years, and 5 years. We do have big plans for this. Obviously, Eastern Ontario is where we're starting, but we want to grow it from there. But we always want to keep it where it feels more local rather than and being precise with what's happening. So we have to be careful how we expand, but this is the area that we're concentrating on, and from there we plan on going east and west. So it's just we want to maintain that local feeling. And being able to give people the coverage that they're looking for, and keeping it up to date and accurate. We definitely do not hype stuff up here. We're not about fear, mongering or anything like that. We want to do the exact opposite, actually, especially when it comes to severe weather in the summertime. We give people the heads up of what's coming so they know what to expect, and they don't have to worry the what if scenarios that might be playing out in their heads. So definitely something that we are not ever going to do. We don't do any kind of clickbaity stuff. That's just not who we are. So we're just going to tell it how it is. We will make mistakes, but we will learn from them, and we're only human. So, like I said, we appreciate everybody being in here and helping out. So, yeah, it definitely is going to be exciting to see where this all goes. Again, tomorrow, I suspect it's going to be an all-day event. But we'll play it out. If I'm talking to myself, I'm definitely not going to be on here. But if we've got people who are interested, we'll keep the show going, and we'll keep updating people on what's going on. So I'm just trying to think if there's anything else in here. It looks like a lot of snow day comments, which, yeah, that's what it looks like for sure. And again, tomorrow will be the key. So again, I'll jump in at 6 o'clock in the morning. And go till either the storm's over or my voice gives out. So I'm probably going to sound a little raspy towards the end, is my guess.
Uh, One other thing, sorry, Tom. Um, there is a little wrinkle actually about Friday that I noticed is that about 12 hours after this storm ends, uh, there is some snow showing up for Friday on models now, which is a little bit interesting. So we'll see how that one plays out. But that's a story for a different day.
Well, and that's exactly why you should tune in tomorrow, because that's something we can kind of keep an eye on, and Connor will probably kind of update me or let me know what's happening. But again, tomorrow, just expect travel throughout the area. South of Pembroke Petawawa is what we're calling right now. Is going to not be fun. It's going to be snow covered, but it shouldn't be anything too crazy. The accumulation won't be fast. It's just going to be over up to a 24-hour period is what we're seeing. So, but again, we'll see what the morning brings and kind of go from there. So I think at this point, I'm going to cut the stream. Like we'll end this tonight. Oh, there, fireworks again, Stuart King. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Appreciate that. I love seeing the fireworks. That's always a winner for me. So, again, thank you very much, Connor and I both appreciate it. It helps support us a lot. So, every penny counts, and we're glad to see the positive response to the stream. So, what else is going on? So yeah, so basically, like I said, in a nutshell, we're averaging out about 15 centimeters across the region. And again, south of Pembroke Petawawa is kind of our cutoff on the Ottawa River. Obviously into Quebec, it's going to be along that same trajectory. So yeah, it's basically going to be an interesting day tomorrow. There are some high potentials out there, and we will keep you guys up to date on that one. What else is going on here? So yeah, I'm just making sure there's no other comments or last second here. Paul from Barhaven, again, you're probably looking at about 15 centimeters tomorrow, by tomorrow evening. That's kind of what we're calling right now. So Okay, so Connor, do you have anything else you want to throw in?
I'm all good right now. We covered a lot tonight, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Awesome. So thank you everybody for jumping in with us, for hanging out for the hour here. We just wanted to give a heads up as to what's going. Anybody who may have jumped in late or is missing out on the stream, you can go back and rewatch it as soon as this is over. We put it into our library, and you can basically rewatch it at your leisure and at your pace as well. So you can jump through it and that kind of stuff. So all of our live streams are available on there as well. So always good to be able to review them. So again, thank you everybody for this. We will see you guys. I will see you in the morning. Connor's not going to be on the stream. He unfortunately won't make it, but the rest of us will be here, which is myself and my moderator. So thank you to my moderators as well. And I just saw a donation come in there last second, Stefan. Thank you very much for that as well. Huge shout out of appreciation there. So thank you guys. Good night, and we'll see you guys in the morning.
Good night.